Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video over on the channel by the name of LeaIsChill. Today we are here to go ahead and do the second episode of Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains. Before we go ahead and start, I wanted to show you guys how to install the game because I've had a lot of comments about how to do so, and I figured no better time than the present. So unfortunately, we do have some confirmation where Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains will not be coming out worldwide. This probably has to do with licensing. GameSamba unfortunately lost the ability to publish Tokyo Ghoul Dark War before its closure in US, Hong Kong, and Canada, and New Zealand, I believe. It seems like the same thing has continued over here onto this game. And so if you go in the description below, you'll be able to find a download link to the official website by KOMOETechmo, where you can hit download now and it'll install an APK on the device that you go to the website on. So if you have a phone, for example, just open up this exact thing in the description below, click on the APK to install, and just put faith in installing it from an unknown source as well. And you will get Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains. You'll be able to play on the same server and everything. Unfortunately, it seems like this is going to be just how the game is moving forward, and it is a little bit sus, but I think it has to do more with licensing than it has to do with this being unofficial. So just to put a little bit of faith in that and talk about that. But okay, so today's video basically is going to be us kind of going through what I would say is the priority for a first-time player on the game, and what you would do for the first time you get into it. Basically, yesterday I spent the entire day grinding to get a good understanding of what the game's like, and I did rush all the way up to level 33, so we could start our own organization called LeaIsChill. So if you hit level 33, you can feel free to go ahead and join. I'm going to keep it where it's only people that are active, so if you're inactive for about, let's say 48 hours or so, I'll go ahead and kick you out, but because of that, we'll try and make sure that this is a constantly active organization on this game as well. So yeah, level 33 for that. I honestly think if you were to try and think of what the main priority is, I would spend your first day playing the game trying to, first of all, put as much stamina into the game as possible to unlock the assignment category. And then these assignments basically work the same that dispatches did back in the day on Tokyo Ghoul Reinvoke. So you can take one of 8 of these tasks right here, and it's either a timed dispatch, which is usually between like half an hour to an hour and a half, or it's going to be a battle, which I personally only have one of right now. And here, I can just give an example of this for the example. So it's either going to be a dispatch, which is half an hour to an hour and a half, or it's going to be like a kind of easy battle, kind of akin to this right here. And upon completion of these, also I unlocked auto, obviously, which is quite cool. On the completion of these, you will then be able to fight raid bosses at a certain % chance to get the best items in the game, which are the highest priority. Also, I got a copy of Noro, by the way. That's pretty cool. It was my free tickets that I was using on the main banner. And I got a dupe of Akira. No, wait, I think I limit broke her, so now she has an automatic counter whenever she gets hit, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I would say that in your first day of playing, you can pretty much grind this exact assignment game mode constantly. So this is someone inviting me to do one of the bosses. I'm just going to suspend it for right now. But you can keep on grinding this, and you're able to free refresh it 5 times a day, meaning that you would be able to do about 40 different assignments per day constantly and get as many as possible. Now, on top of that, these tasks also allow you to get bingo pieces, which will just give you this bingo game mode pretty much constantly. So you can see, just pop one of the pieces in that you get from the dispatches, And then you can also post wishes, which your friends and organization mates can gift you if they have excess of a certain number. So obviously I have like a shit ton of 3s. I would be able to give 3s to anybody that I would want to. And that's because I've been grinding this as much as I have been to have excess of that as well. But yeah, I would prioritize grinding this game mode right here to level 30, because upon hitting level 30, you will unlock this, which is a separate grindable event, which is only unlocked for those over level 30, which has a separate sign-in bonus, which you only get if you have already hit level 30. And it's a grindable occupation war style game mode where you choose one of the two. I thought originally you were going to be able to only choose one, but you can grind both sides of the war to be able to fight and get the currency for the event itself. And you would get the red items from the CCG version, and you would get the blue items from the Ghoul version. And so they're kind of reversed. I don't know how to get this last one just yet. They seem to be called Crusade points, so I wonder if that has to do with the actual Crusade battle that's on this menu. I personally haven't done a lot of grinding for Crusade battle aside from just a couple of dailies. Unfortunately, I think that my stamina is still like going up, but I'm going to do a video on that tomorrow, so I'm hoping to understand that for then. You can also just prioritize doing the main story as far as you want to. There's basically no cutscenes throughout the entire main story, and so I personally wouldn't worry all that much aside from just spending, unfortunately, every single time it's like 15 stamina to watch every cutscene. And then once you do hit the end of chapter 3, you'll unlock the actual important version of story, which is a constantly repeatable, instant style, free chapter story mode that has 36 stars on it that you can constantly grind, and you would get that for every one of the story modes you've already done as well. So honestly, there is a lot to go ahead and grind. The main priority is definitely hit level 30, try and get that extra sign-in bonus during the early parts of the day, and otherwise, like, you can always auto-repeat through any of these quests right here. And this is how my main team is looking right now. So unfortunately, both Noro and Akira have the same type of debuff, which is a bleed debuff. And so they don't actually work all that well together. Typically what I will do is I'll swap out one of the two, just depending on whatever typing I'm trying to fight. But I also unlocked the other ultimate in the game called Twin Smite. So here, we're gonna save our lineup with what we currently have. I did prioritize upgrading Rize up to UR, which is level 70 plus. She's gonna be one of my main priorities in this game for DPSs in the early game. But I wanna see what this new animation and ultimate is like. So I guess, first of all, the way that it actually works, I believe that this was unlocked via me just progressing the main story. This other one is unlocked after beating chapter 2 of the free stages. So I'll probably see that tomorrow when I do a little bit more of my grinding. But here, let's just go ahead. We're gonna do one of the harder sequences here. See, would I succeed at Abyss? My team is just barely below that, so I don't think I succeeded at Abyss. I think instead, we'll do the green version, and I'll swap out Noro for Akira, and we'll try and see the new ultimate of the twins as well inside here. This game is like very, very similar to Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, and obviously I've seen a lot of people in the comments making comparisons between the two. And literally, like, there's some characters in this game that are built exactly, if not one-to-one exactly, how a Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross character is. For example, Mogan, on every one of his attacks, has amplification, So for every buff that he currently has, he does extra damage. I've noticed that he kind of synergizes more so with characters like Nico that do give buffs to the entire team. He would also synergize with characters like the Tsukiyama, for example. But I don't run a lot of things with him that do prioritize that because he's red and Nico is blue. So they kind of just don't work on the same team because of how weakness works inside this game. It's really interesting. All right, Mogan's getting a little bit flexed on, unfortunately. I think in terms of what I'm most afraid of, I would really like to break this guy on the left because he's doing the tier 2 attack. So let's do 2 Mogans into his category. And then I'm gonna save the extra energy, which is, so this is a free 50% energy no matter what on the 2-star. So I'd sooner save that for later on. I think that Akira, because she's red and she's AoE, she'll probably end up breaking both the guys on the right side. So that kills that guy, which is cool. Akira. And that breaks 2 of them, which is really good. I think that having like one really good AoE unit to kind of like AoE break as well is really solid. She also just countered, which broke the guy afterwards too. Here, we're just gonna use the 1-star. I'm gonna turn off my camera. Let's see what this animation is like. So this is going to be the twins version of the ultimates. I'm just gonna use this too. Oh, what the fuck? It felt like they were not even interacting with the enemy's model. They were just kind of like dancing around him in a big spiral, but I respect it. That's how stand users fight. That's just ever so natural. Endlessly surreal, honestly. I also learned when you combine into a 3-star version of a card, it gives type effectiveness to every card that they have, not just the 3-star. And so if I were to attack with the 1-star version of Rize's card after combining a 3-star, she then does the weakness damage on all enemies, no matter what card she uses. So you can kind of use that in some pretty fun ways. Now, unfortunately, we have learned something that's different from the Kaneki ultimate. The Corona and Nashiro version is single target, meaning that in order to use it, I have to try and prioritize killing one enemy in front of me. I think it's very likely I probably want to prioritize Hirako. Rize 3-star might be kind of nice, but I should also probably just prioritize weakness break, honestly. Like, I should probably just do this. This has the highest likelihood of getting me to succeed. That looks a little bit better. They were kind of like just dancing around the enemies before, but they just kind of like smack them in the back of the head and they're kind of like, oh, oh, oh. I like it. I wonder what Toka's is going to be like. I do feel like the Kaneki one is probably going to be better for most situations because of how high priority I've found AoE damage to be inside this game so far. It doesn't do weakness damage regardless, and so the priority is just like how much damage you can do. That's not bad for Akira, but I think that she dies here, yeah. I think that I probably can win this if I was just able to replace Mogan with like one person that was a little bit stronger. Here, back on out for now. But yeah, the CP that it's suggesting, like the battle power it suggests for a lot of these quests is pretty much exactly what you want. If I hit 130,000, I probably will be able to succeed at this. But I'm just gonna keep on being mindful around that. Regardless, this has just been my first impressions of the game so far. If you guys do want to join the organization, obviously I'm going to go ahead and let everyone in for right now, and I'll just keep on clearing it out as time goes on. One final, like, beginner tip I would give, I suppose, is this right here is Anteku. This is the idle game mode right here. So basically this will constantly be filling up. You just gotta log in once every couple of hours. And this right here, surprisingly, is a really high priority part of the game, of which is just making coffee. So you would combine hot coffee, milk, and some spices. This right here, you need to use 6 total materials. And so I would do that, use 2 of that one. You would use 2 of that one. Unfortunately, I don't have a surplus of a certain kind, and so I'm just gonna do 2 of each. And then you can also create as many as you would like with the amount that you have. When you do, you pour over some wonderful, wonderful coffee. I've actually never done like a proper pour over coffee for myself. You make some nice caramel macchiatos, and that is actually what you use to donate to the organization once you join inside the game as well. And so you'd be making certain types of coffee to donate to your organization so that they can get to higher levels and also get to higher tiers above organization level 1. So surprisingly, coffee is probably going to be like a significant part of this game. Weird, right? Kind of fun. Regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate you guys giving me feedback on how the Yoshimura Owl kind of works and everything like that. I've gotten a lot better understanding about how the game works. And tomorrow we're probably going to do a showcase on Crusade battles and talk about, I guess, whatever you guys might want in the comments below as well. For now, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains. Bye-bye.